before the final race of 2025. Daryn, Pittman, and Rico Abreu on the front row. Brad Sweet and Justin Sanders in row number 2. Roger Crockett and Giovanni Scelzi in the 3rd row. Lynch and Brett Marks in row number 4. Row 5 is Ryan Timms and Landon Crawley. Row number 6, Hank Davis and Brenham Crouch. Row 7, Aaron Reutzel and Austin McCarl. Row 8, Tanner Thorson and Ayrton Gennetten. Row 9, Chase Randall and Madsen. Danny Sams and John Carney in row 10. Row 11, Justin Peck and Austin Mundie. Row 12 will be Dason Pursley and Eric Baldaccini. Texas Motor Speedway. We got them wrecked. We got them stacked. And we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are
green.
Oh, you got me. Underway, the final feature of the year, and Rico gets a good jump around the outside. Rico's going to have the race lead down the back straightaway. 3 wide, middle of the pack is looks like the 45X of Landon Crawley is making some moves. He gets by Ryan Timms and the 42 of Lynch. Lynch gets back around on the outside, and he'll have that 9th position across the start-finish line, but it's Rico early and often in this feature event. Now, we've seen it every time from Pittman. He's led the first couple laps of the feature. This time he's in second.
It might switch it up here for him. Like, he can go out here and run his race behind Rico and see what Rico's doing, and maybe try and pounce on him in lap traffic instead of the other way around.
That is what's been Pittman the last 3 races in a row here at Texas. He's been the guy out front. Everybody's chasing. They've been able to move around and make different lines happen. Now it's Pittman's turn to try and track down Abreu and make the same happen for $50,000 here tonight. Rico with the lead. Just 3 laps into this 30-lap affair. Then it is going to be Brad Sweet in 3rd. Justin Sanders 4th, and Giovanni Scelzi completes the top 5 as they come across the line. 4 laps completed in this one. Pittman appears to be closing back in on Rico slightly in turn number 2. That's separated by 4 car lengths down the back straightaway. Lap traffic almost on the same straightaway as your race leader already. Keep an eye on Abreu as he tries to make his way to the back of the field with Eric Baldaccini, Austin Mundie, and Dason Pursley all lying ahead. Pittman maintaining the pace of Rico right now.
He is maintaining with him, and he's just a little bit lower than Rico right now. I think you're going to start seeing him inch down just a little bit further down to the bottom where the track's getting run in here.
Gonna have to be aggressive getting through the lap cars is Rico Abreu, or else he'll find himself in trouble by the 69K of Daryn Pittman in the Interstate Batteries entry. Now they're at the back of the field. Abreu tries a lane higher than he's been running the rest of the race. Here comes Daryn Pittman down the front straightaway. Pittman within 2 car lengths. He'll go low into turn number 1. Rico tries the cushion. Pittman pulls up next to him, side by side for the race lead down the back straightaway. Rico's is able to clear himself. Now to the outside of the 0 of Eric Baldaccini. The first lap car has been put away by Abreu. Now he's on the back bumper of Austin Mundie as Pittman makes his way to the outside of the slower car, Baldaccini as well. Abreu turns it down the hill, tries to build a run on Austin Mundie. Doesn't work out for him. That allows Pittman to close back in. Daryn goes to the inside in turn 3. Abreu to the outside of Austin Mundie. He'll make the pass on the slower car down the front straightaway. Brad Sweet wants to get in the mix as well. Sweet's right there behind Pittman into turn number 1. The former Casey Kane racer with Mike Curb teammates may battle it out for the runner-up position, but the traffic is not over yet for your race leader.
No, it's thick, and it's going to keep getting thicker, and it's just going to be a matter of who decides to go to the right lane at the right time here, because you got both cars running the same 2 different lines here in front of them.
We saw Brad Sweet try the top right there in turn 2, able to gain some ground, gain up some track position on Daryn Pittman that last time by down the back straightaway. Sweet liked it. He'll try it again in turn number 1. Sweet trying something different from the top 2 drivers, and Justin Sanders may be closing in as well. A 4-car battle potentially shaping up for the race lead, but now the lap cars are tougher ones. Justin Peck and Dason Pursley. Here comes Pittman to the inside, side by side for the race lead. Off of turn number 2, Abreu maintains the top spot. Daryn Pittman showed the nose in turn number 2. Rico knows he's got to get going. He's got to get going right now. He gets on the back bumper of Justin Peck. Cannot clear the 26 down the front straightaway. Rico has to go to the top. That allows Pittman to go to the inside. Once again, side by side in turn number 2 for the race lead. And now the lap cars are side by side in front of your leader. Peck and Pursley trying to figure things out. Now Pursley slides up right in front of Pittman. That's really going to hurt him right there.
Yeah, that doesn't help, and it let Rico put a lap car in between them as well. And Rico's still struggling to get around Peck here, which Peck is a good race car, so it's not going to be easy to get around him here, even lapping him.
And Rico struggling to get by the Race Redeem Foundation number 26. He goes to the top side in turn number 4. Daryn Pittman keeps the car wired around the bottom side of the racetrack. Other cars in front of him, Ayrton Gennetten and John Carney. Now Abreu sees an opening down low, trying to get by Peck. Can't do it right there. Rico might regret that. Couldn't make the pass on Justin Peck, and Daryn Pittman maintains him right behind him down the front straightaway. This time by, they are halfway through, 16 in and 14 to go, and we've got a dandy at the front of the field at the Texas Motor Speedway. Brad Sweet is there. Justin Sanders appears to be closing in, and rounding out the top 5 right now is Scelzi off at turn number 4. It looks like Peck's going to get by Gennetten right in front of your race leader. Rico to the cushion in turn number 2. Brad Sweet does the same, and Sweet might get in the mix here as well.
Yeah, it seems like these lap cars in front of the guys on the bottom are slowing them up quite a bit. And you've seen Peck be able to run the top and get away from him here. So I think you're going to start seeing, like Brad doing the same thing, running the top to try and just get momentum built up.
Daryn Pittman evacuates the bottom of the racetrack for the first time all race to get by a slower car of Gennetten, and Rico is having his fits with Justin Peck. Peck able to hold him off out in the front straightaway as Peck is racing himself for position. The 24 of Abreu on the cushion. Daryn Pittman runs up there as well as Brad Sweet. Down the back straightaway this time by, they will come to the 10 to go signal, and Abreu may be growing impatient as he's trying to get by the slower car of Justin Peck. Daryn Pittman down the front straightaway, still within 4 car lengths as now Peck goes down low right in front of Rico. Rico slips with the racetrack in turn number 2, and Daryn Pittman and Brad Sweet once again close back in. Abreu's trying to throw a slider on Peck, not going to get there in time.
He's trying to do anything to get around the 26 here, and it's just not working for him.
It is not working at all for Rico. Now Peck maybe hops the cushion in turn 2.
They might do it here.
And that is going to make the pass there for Rico as Peck made a mistake. And now Pittman's got to get up on the horse. This time by, they'll have 7 laps to go at the Bikini Zone All-In Championship weekend with Kubota Highlander Racing. Justin Peck works back underneath of Rico Abreu as a lap car. And now Brad Sweet to the outside, taking the second spot with a 3-wide move on the outside. Daryn Pittman gets by both of them in turn 4. Pittman got by Peck, he got by Sweet. He takes the second spot back away into turn number 1. Rico's got 3 cars right in front of him. Gets around the outside of John Carney. Now working on Danny Sams and Hank Davis down the backstretch. They go side by side in front of your race leader, but Brad Sweet and Daryn Pittman not too far behind. Abreu gets by the 12X of Hank Davis down the front straightaway that time by now 2 lap cars between the 24 and the 69K. Brad Sweet up next to his former teammate down the back straightaway. Pittman pulls away, maintains the second position. Daryn Pittman trying to get a little banana splitty in turns 3 and 4. And he cannot get by John Carney. He'll make his way by the 12X of Hank Davis. Now just 1 lap car between the first and second place machines. As I say that, Rico gets by Danny Sams the 3rd. Brad Sweet is just catching these lap cars at the worst times.
Yeah, it's just tough. And these guys, they got to clear, for Pittman now, he's got to clear Sams here right now if he wants a chance at Rico.
Or he needs a caution, but that does not appear to be happening as Rico has opened up the advantage that last time by to nearly a 2.5 seconds on the former World of Outlaws champion. Rico trying to get a walk-off win here tonight and win the championship with Kubota Highlander Racing. He is three laps away from making that happen, and he's got plenty of open track just ahead of him. Down the back straightaway, Rico rolls into turn number 3. He's got Austin McCarl up next to, or up in front of him, along with Ian Madsen and the 88 car of Tanner Thorson. 2 laps to go for $50,000 to win at Texas Motor Speedway for Rico Abreu. Abreu into turns 3 and 4. He'll come to the white flag this time by. For 6 straight seasons, it's been all Brad Sweet at the top of National Sprint Car Racing. Gravel, Macedo, Schott, Schuart, Hottenschild, Scelzi, Courtney, and many others have tried. They have failed, but that changes tonight. Abreu wins the Kubota Highlander Racing Championship. Daryn Pittman second, third goes to Sweet. Fourth to Sanders, and fifth will be Scelzi.
That's a cherry on top of a fantastic season for Rico and his whole team. That puts him at 20 wins overall. He unseats Brad Sweet as the champion now of Kubota Highlander Racing, and I don't think you're going to find a happier group of guys than Rico, Brady, Zach, and Ricky.
Abreu cashes in for his 20th win of the season. 1 year ago, he left Texas 298 points out of the championship lead. Tonight, he will win it by more than 50. He makes his way off the scales, and the sport's most popular driver is about to head to victory lane for the 12th, make that the 13th time this year, and as a champion for the first time in his career. Held up to the pressure. The doubters have been silenced. He has done it. He's climbing on top. of the Rico Abreu number 24. Year 2025 champion with Highlander Racing is Rico Abreu. And a $50,000 check awaits him when he jumps off the top of the race car and into the hands of crewman Zach Middlebrooks. They are all champions in 2025. Brad Sweet's reign of terror has come to an end. 6 seasons from 2019 to 2024. And Sweet will come up just short of making it 7 straight national titles. At the hands of Rico Abreu, he has done it. He has prevented it from happening. In just his 2nd year as a national touring sprint car driver on a series. As we mentioned earlier, with 298 points behind last year, leaving this race and headed to the banquet tonight. He rewrites the history books and he'll make his way around the front of the race car to talk to Tony Laporta.
Rico Abreu, hugs galore here in Whiskey Myers Victory Lane. He went out doing it the way he planned, and that's by winning. Megan, his wife, in with the hug. Gus here to celebrate. Rico Abreu, for the first time in your long dirt racing career, you're a full season champion. What's that mean to you, brother?
Just incredible. It's just these fans, man, they're what makes this whole sport so special. Just this team, you know, they just fight through adversity, and I got the opportunity, you know, 5 years ago to race with people that, you know, as I've structured things here internally at RAR, just people that I love racing with, and just genuinely have respect for each other, and, you know, getting the opportunity to race with the greatest mechanic of all time, Ricky Warner, I just really has put a stamp on my career, and just the belief he brings to me, and it's just really cool to just live life like that. And my family's here tonight. You know, my team, the people that really, you know, believe in my ability to drive race cars, and I just, you know, I got to thank my wife and, you know, just my family at home for supporting me. It just Megan gets to travel down the road with me, and it's just really, really cool to accomplish these incredible things. And I think about, you know, I run scenarios through my head all the time of just people having incredible experiences around me, and just remembering that and just being an impact to people. And I really just have absorbed that in my life. And you know, to be a champion is something I never thought I would have the opportunity to do. And just, I never was that race car driver. I never gave myself the opportunity, but I knew when I got Ricky Warner to work for me, and I got him to believe in my ability as a race car driver, and him to uplift my race team. You know, no matter how critical he is, you know, at the races, it's just really been tremendous growth to me as a person. And it's like having a father out here on the road, and just it's just really, really special to get to race with him.
Talk about Ricky Warner being a father figure to you and your race team, but your father, David, cut a go-kart track into some vineyard land that he decided to sacrifice so you could have a place to hone your craft of your newfound passion, racing go-karts and outlaw karts at a young age. You start all those years ago, you build your own team, you climb to the top of the sport. There's no doubt you're the most popular driver the sport's ever seen. You say you never thought you'd be a champion. What does it mean to you to look back on all those years, the sacrifices of your family, and to see the goal realized now of making all this work and the time put into it pay out the way that it has?
Yeah, just it takes you know, people with tremendous amount of passion for each other, and you know, just my father giving me the opportunity in 2007 just to let myself know if I could drive race cars or not. Once I got through middle school and high school, and just the sporting events kind of went away for me, and I found something I truly enjoyed and had passion for, and I had my uncles and my family would take me to the races every weekend, and I just loved driving race cars. So to stand up here, looking back, you know, 17 years ago, you know, is pretty surreal, and I know it really puts a stamp on any child's dream to you know, pursue their goals.
You have your family, you have your team here, you have so many people that support you. You've committed your life to the sport of sprint car racing. What does the sport of sprint car racing mean to you? Yes, it allows you to go out there and compete on a level physical playing field, and no deterrence, no difference between drivers out there, but just what does the sport of dirt track sprint car racing mean to you?
Yeah, it's everything. I just have this soft spot in my heart for it. You know, I think about it every day. I think about the fans and just how, you know, we can make the experience for the race fans better at the races. And I know that Brad Sweet and High Limit, they've really put together these programs to create that, as you've seen the growth of the sport right now. And just, you know, and just these tremendous partners that have allowed me to do all this. You know, if without them, without you fans in the stands, you know, I'm not able to follow these dreams. And I think that's what's most important people know tonight is how impactful they have become to the sport, and just, you know, and how genuine I appreciate the sport of sprint car racing. And I just have this deep love for it. And I know these crew members on my sprint car team do, and that's what puts us in these positions.
Well, the sport of sprint car racing appreciates you. Let's take care of some business really quick. With your 13th full field feature win with Kubota High Limit Racing in 2025. That brings your season total to 20 sprint car wins here in the year. You get to send $1,000 thanks to our series' angel donor to a charity of your choosing. I believe our friends at Smoke Soaked Barbecue have put up an additional $100 to that. So tonight, with your 13th win, your championship clinching win, where are you sending our angel donors money?
I'm going to keep it consistent. I'm going to add another Win Warrior sticker to my car and send that $1,000 to Jackson Superhero Foundation. I'm going to match that $1,000, and I'm going to match it indefinitely. And every time I win a sprint car race for the rest of my career, I'm going to make sure $1,000 gets donated to Jackson Superhero Foundation.
You're a Kubota High Limit Racing champion. You're a National Sprint Car Series champion. One question left. What's next?
Yeah, we're just going to keep racing sprint cars. This is my spot, and I just truly enjoy it, and I'm truly thankful for these partners that have believed in me, you know, from Royal Jones to my father, to Rich at Pacific Boring, Rich Stadelhofer, to Waste Connections, ARC's Jim Watson and ARC's Own, the Hunt family's here tonight. Swan Island, I got their suit double in Victory Lane this weekend, which is super special. John and his family are here, and the Hunt family, Spankins Motorsports, and Abreu Vineyards. I mean, and this team, they just they do a phenomenal job, and just really enjoying getting to spend this moment with them tonight.
Rico, you did it. You're the champion.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in his career, Rico Abreu's the champion. He'll get the Chasm Safety Products Win Box, the 13th Chasm Safety Products Win Sticker of 2025, the Longhorns, and I think a lot more noise from this Texas Motor Speedway, because he's done it, folks. Your champion in 2025 is Rico Abreu. He realized a dream, and he went out and took it the way that they knew they would have to, by scoring the feature win here at Texas. We've got two more drivers to talk to. Let's go upstairs to Chase Rodman for tonight's contingency awards.
The Rico chants are going in the infield as he celebrates his win and championship tonight. There is Brad Sweet, the driver who has been the guy at the pinnacle for the last 6 years. Here we go. We got our contingency award winners here tonight. The Race Jardine Foundation Rookie of the Race, Cy Lynch, with a P6 run here this evening. Also, the best lap of the race, Jake's Golf Carts presents that award. Rico got that on lap 2, a 14.748 second lap time. And then the Rod and Supply Hard Charger was Aaron Reutzel, 13th to 8th, a +5 for him to grab that award. Let's now go downstairs once again, as Daryn Pittman once again is a second-place finisher here with High Limit at Texas.
Well, Daryn Pittman, we'd normally like to talk to you over by your Kreitz Racing product number 69K, but you and Brad Sweet both quick over to congratulate the champion and join him in Whiskey Myers Victory Lane. So we'll keep it local over here and talk in front of the celebration. Wow, tonight felt like a very different race from the drop of the green flag. Your 4th Texas Motor Speedway fall race, starting from the pole position, but you drop back early. But from my perspective, it seemed like you were able to keep contact with the leaders and keep pace better than you had the last couple of nights. Was it different getting to follow right off the bat and know where you were quick?
Well, I mean, I think honestly, the last night's second sucked, you know, and the other 3 did as well. You know, just leading and then running second is not fun. Tonight, you know, we still finished in the same spot, but while disappointed, like, it was just kind of a better second. Like, I mean, I felt like that was the best our car was all week long, or all weekend, and honestly, even last year, I thought we had a car capable of running with him in traffic and the whole time, and didn't panic when I lost a start. I thought obviously that was critical and needed to get out front, set the pace, But it was definitely a different vantage point having to follow him for 30 laps. But I mean, I felt like we did a good job of keeping him honest and keep staying right with him the best we could. My car was just really good and just never really developed enough to, get a run, and had one shot to get by him, and maybe should have been a little bit more aggressive. But at the end of the day, like, obviously, he's racing for a championship. They've been, one of the best teams in the country all year long, and so you obviously want to race hard but respectful as well. So just can't thank Don and Cassie and Leroy and Spider enough for the hard work all weekend. Our car was really good. It's 2 years in a row that we've come down here and come really close, but they knew we were here, and hopefully we can come back next year and try to improve.
Now, you have a very interesting perspective that I'd love to get your point of view on here before we wrap things up. With your second place finish here tonight, you don't run with high limit season long. We'd love it if you did, but you're such a talented, such a well-versed, such an experienced race car driver. When you do come down here and run sporadically with high limit and you compete with guys like Rico and Brad and Brent and Tyler when he's in the car, just talk to me from your perspective, from a non-full-timer. What's the competition level like for a driver when you show up in the pit area at a high limit event?
I mean, the competition level, I think, in sprint car racing, I think, is in a really healthy place right now, and it's tough no matter where you go. But I mean, these guys are really good. Outlaws are tough when you go and run with them. You win any of these races, you know you've earned it, and you know how. I think all the competitors know how difficult it is to come out here and win any of these shows. And so I think High Limit's done a great job putting up a lot of money and putting on a different style event, and it's been a lot of fun to be part of, and we definitely enjoy it. And like I said, don't get to do much of it, but it's just a lot of fun to be able to get behind the wheel of a competitive sprint car and go out and try to compete with no matter what series it is, and try to get wins.
Daryn Pittman, always great to have you. Congrats on another great run.
All right, thanks, appreciate it, guys.
That's Daryn Pittman starting from the pole position and running second. Very similar to the performances we've seen him have here in the last couple of races during the fall here at the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track inside Fort Worth, Texas. We're heading over to the 49. I want to make sure Brad Sweet is over there. It'd be a shame to get all the way over there to him. Oh, he's here. He's stalking on the tail tank of the 69K. Bradley, join me over by your race car. A third place finish on the podium to wrap up 2025. I'll get your opinions and your reflection on Rico, Abreu in a moment. I want to ask you about the race first. You get to watch Rico and Daryn race each other pretty closely for those entire 30 laps. Does that change or allow you to be more aggressive in that stalking third position?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was track position, especially if a caution would have came out, it would have been really hard. So you're just trying to pick your lines in lap traffic, and we're all going so fast. It's hard because you couldn't backpedal much, but there wasn't a lot of grip out there either. So you kind of knew you're a little bit hard on your tires, and you didn't know what you were going to have at the end of the race. So I honestly was just trying as hard as I could. I really wanted to get by Daryn for second, just in case a spot opened up, to get the lead there late. So yeah, my mind was on winning. Obviously, it was a close race the whole time. I felt like we were all connected until kind of Rico kind of broke through some lap traffic on the backstretch. He kind of got through the top, and me and Daryn kind of battled it out there for a few laps, and it kind of, with the last 5 laps, it just kind of strung us out a little. But good race overall. The track prep crew did a good job with the circumstances. 2 good nights. This is a tough service to get right, so I thought they did a good job, and I thought the racing was good all weekend, and really happy to see a big crowd come out tonight. Just keep growing and growing the series and growing these events, and yeah, it's just pretty gratifying to finish another successful season.
All right, now let's talk about what's going on over there. A 5-time Outlaw champion and last year's Kubota High Limit Racing champion means nobody in 6 years has been able to beat you at the game of National Touring 410 Wing Sprint Car Racing. Rico Abreu did it here in 2025. What do you think of his and his team's accomplishment here at the end of the second national season for High Limit?
Yeah, I think they, Rico did went through the whole process the correct way, building his team, coming out on the road, kind of investing a whole year into, just getting the notebook built up for some of these tracks he hadn't been to, getting more comfortable on some of the tracks that he struggled at, and then, put it together this year. Obviously, he struck when the iron was hot, and just really happy for them. I think Ricky, Warner, Zach, and Brady, and just Rico, they're just one of those teams that, everybody in the pit envies because of their work ethic, how well they work together. They went anywhere against any competition this year and competed for the win. And tonight's another night, the way he capped it off with a win. Rico won here in the spring, won here tonight. And yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family. I feel like I'm proud. It's one thing about High Limit is, you know, I learned to appreciate, you know, everybody in the pits more. I learned, you know, not to be so selfish and care so much about myself. Obviously, we wanted to win, but I think, you know, genuinely, I'm happy for them and proud of them. And honestly, we gave it our best. Casey, my guys, you know, Andrew, Tate, and Jarrett, we gave it, you know, the best run we could from Knoxville on, and made some mistakes that ultimately cost us. But you know, they outperformed us in the stretch, and that's what you got to do to win these championships.
Brad Sweet would know better than anybody else. Brad, third here tonight, a podium in the Drivers' Championship. Congrats on a great season.
Yep, thank you, and thanks for everyone for tuning in. Obviously, looking forward to another big year for High Limit.
That's Brad Sweet coming home on the podium. He will join Daryn Pittman and champion and race winner Rico Abreu in Whiskey Myers Victory Lane for some more post-race celebration.